Unmute video. And there we are. Still yet, no reason to start anything yet. All right. We have no one. Let's play a song.
Sat with the people I felt the weight of the battles they hold. Not just a name and not just a face. Society pushed aside with open arms and an open heart wide. I'm a voice that speaks for the unheard, a hand reaching out when hope feels blurred. I've stood in the rain, I've walked through the fire, searching for a future shaped by heart's desire. From the corners where they hold their signs to the iron halls of power, I'll keep showing up with love, giving every voice its hour. I'm not here for a title or even for a crown. I'm here to lift the people up, not to hold them down. I've seen the struggle behind closed doors, met the ones all of society ignores, the homeless, the hurting, the ones in need. All they are asking for someone to believe. So when the call came to step into the fray, I answered it by taking a different way. I stepped into city politics, but not for the fame, but to bring a little change, hope to a broken game. Because a community is more than a street or a town. It's the loving hands that lift when someone falls down. It's for every voice that deserves to be heard, every hidden dream behind every lost word. So I'll keep standing, I'll never stop trying. Keep standing up for those still fighting, not because it's easy, but because it's right. But because someone has to shine the light. I'm a voice that speaks for the unheard, a promise kept and a bridge preserved. I've walked with the forgotten, I've carried their pain, turned compassion into action time and again. From the streets to the chambers where power is on display, I will stand with the people, I will always come to their aid. This story isn't about what I've achieved, it's about the lives I've held and the hope I believe. So remember my name by the work that I do, by the hearts I've gathered and the trials I went through. A servant, a neighbor, a voice for what's right. Still chasing justice, still guarding the light. Mm.
All right, that was the voice of the unheard. That's one of James's newest songs out there. He wrote that for our friend Barron, and shout out to Barron. Sure enough, he does what the song says he does. Well, good evening, Springfield. My name is Larry Barnett. I am your congenial host. We had a little change in plans at the last minute. I think my buddy James might be asleep right now, so we're going to let him sleep and just record a broadcast for views. Maybe a little bit later. Maybe we'll go the hour tonight. Maybe not. I don't know. It's according to how I feel. And thank you again, all one of you that come in here. If you do, you leave a little chat and let us know that you've been here, and I appreciate it. But we talk about anything that's going on in Springfield, and we obviously know the big thing now are the ice removing the Haitians systematically, it appears, from Springfield. The media uproar, I don't think, is as bad as uh, myself, that is, I probably thought it was going to be, but I think as long as ICE keeps this more of a low key thing, and the Clark County Police and the Springfield City Police stay out of the way and let them do their job, hopefully we'll all get through this. I've got mixed feelings. I've always said I had mixed feelings about um, things here, but uh, life is going to go on, folks. It's gonna God's going to give us the sun tomorrow. So I guess the thing to do is keep them need prayers going and pray for this city and the challenges that it has in front of it now. We'll be talking about a few of those things here in just a little bit, but um, I wanted to share one more James's song before we get started. I just want one more. Alright. Let's go to. Well, I'm not typing it right, so we'll do this. Music. There. Nobody's really watching. One person. I'd love to know who that one person is. Whoever they are, they've been faithful, I think. Other than that, Larry, we're not going to get excited. Ah, yes, one of my favorites, and I'm sorry, but I better if I play that, I'm going to get in big trouble. So what are you going to do, Larry? Get in big trouble? Yeah, I'm going to get in big trouble. All right, we got one queuing up for you, folks. Folks, just a second there, and we'll share the screen, and we'll hear one more. Well, maybe one more person will come in. Mhm.
Here's the story. Let's ride. Mm. The city manager cruising this guy. Keep this on fast. Room wasn't empty, eyes all around in the story. Through the town, a moment he could rest. Now the rhythm in the room. Allegedly. But the streets are down. Hard to break. Everybody is looking into Wiener Gate. Allegedly on the rise eventually. Powerful falling like the rain. And the town won't forget your name. City commissioners heard the tale, tried to shut it down. Told the victim to stay quiet, don't rattle the town. Offered hush money just to keep control. Trying to bury the fire in a 6-foot hole. Allegedly. The NDA in the hush of the night. Whispers turn to thunder when the people talk. Truth starts talking when the lies get caught. They tried to bury it deep in the back, trying to hide fate, but the ground cracked open. Welcome to Wienergate. Investigators circle like hawks in the sky. Everybody wondering who has to testify. The man at the center, the one who crossed the line, waiting on the verdict that might change his life. Alleged girls talking about so take this lesson simple and straight. Don't do stupid things you can't escape. Power ain't armor and the lies can't save, cause the truth moves quick and it becomes Wienergate. Ooh, allegedly. Ooh, allegedly. Allegedly.
Wow, that's 5 minutes of me running my gums. Oh my goodness gracious, I have to cut this out. But anyway, as I was saying, the Haitian issue here is always been the top news for the last month. The second place is probably going to go to the data centers, which I'm really confused about. I believe I found a an article which I'm going to share with you, but I thought there was a 6 month moratorium on the data centers. I must have missed something. I didn't get it right. Yeah. So thanks, Bad History. Appreciate it. Um, we uh, uh, we have within our city a lot of turmoil. We have a lot of discourse, and things are looking a little bleak right now in my eyes. Now I'm 70. I've been here for almost 30 years now, and come to love this town, raising kids in this town, you know. And I went for Tracy Tackett down to a little gathering that was there at Veterans Park a couple weeks ago, and people just out having a good time. And man, that felt so good to see the community that way. It just felt so good to me. But everyday life goes on. We get them little breaks. We probably should be jumping into them before one gets away from us. So we'll talk about that. Wilford is in the house. Anybody want to come on? Just let me know. I'll post the link in chat, but I don't want to twist your arm. You're welcome to come in. Let me see where I was at. I was on the data centers. Let's talk about those again. I am going to share uh, Springfield champion. Now, if you don't look at this particular newspaper online, you should. It's called Champion Springfield Champion Sentinel, and I haven't had to deal with pop-ups that I can think of. At least they weren't overbearing and obnoxious as most newspaper sites are. Okay, so I'm going to be sharing this with you, um, and we're going to be talking. Let me hide my there. Okay, and we'll get into some of the top stories other than the Haitian issue. All right. Springfield's 1.3 billion AI data center nears its first phase launch, promising 120 permanent jobs. The project arrives as Clark County faces its worst job losses among urban regions in 2026, and questions remain about its demands on water, power, and tax revenue. Now, there's another article, I mentioned that because there's another article here that talks about the city is saying stop, give so many tax breaks to businesses that employ these people because I guess the lower amounts that they're having to work with in the classroom are probably starting to take a toll. I'm not a miracle worker. I couldn't tell you how to fix this. Now, if you let me sit down with Tracy or Heather and talk about it, I could probably help come up with a solution here. But what I was asking at the beginning when I was muted, like a dummy, when I was muted, uh, that I thought there was a 6 month moratorium on these, but I missed something. So, but let's read along here with me. By the end of September, the former LexisNexis site in the Prime Ohio Corporate Park is expected to begin operating as the first piece of a 1.3 billion AI data center. For Springfield, the immediate promise is 120 jobs and more than 14 million in annual payroll. An unresolved question is whether those gains will outweigh the project's demands on water, power, and public tax revenue. And let me tell you, all of the city council meetings that I've been to, it has been an issue and it has been a big issue. I have a hard time understanding. They keep saying, if I understood that they will clean the water and then let it go back into the ground. I could have misunderstood that, but that's the way that I understood it. And my question was, have there been any long-term studies that have been done to see if in fact this water would or would not contaminate our drinking water? Um, the demand, I don't see any way for our electric and water bills to really do anything but go up. I really do. I mean, you can read the article there a little bit by yourself if you'd like, but I think what I'm saying is there's just not enough information about what kind of an impact these are going to have on uh, our children and their children. We have to we have to keep that in mind. Are we looking at this in excuse me? Are we looking at it in the short term? Are we looking at it in the long term? We got to look at it both short and long. But I see no place for bills to go but up. Who are these people? This is the 5C Group, a Montreal based AI digital infrastructure company, is meeting construction milestones on the project. The first 25 megawatts of the planned 75 megawatt first phase part of the facility is designed for up to about 150 megawatts at full build out. It is expected to become operational by the end of September. That's next month. The project retrofits and expands the former LexisNexis data facility from 67,000 feet to 214,000 square feet. The company secured another 605 million, and if you want to read that, I certainly will. Let's go on down a little bit. All right. Anyway, that's where they're moving right along with it. So here it is. I guess that's because I probably answered my own question. The 6 month moratorium didn't apply to them because they had already started construction. Duh, duh. Uh, all right, let's see what's on the front page again. And that's about the data centers for now. Like I said, I'll be doing some research on those just to see what the long term and short term effects are going to be. We need to know. School districts ask the city to slow tax break expansion, citing revenue impact on classrooms. Let's see what that's going to say to us. The district says property taxes fund over half of its budget and wants the compensation agreements before the city extended 15-year abatements to roughly 3,300 pipeline housing units. The Clark Shawnee Local School District is asking the Springfield City Commission to slow an expansion of business and housing tax breaks that could reduce property tax growth that the schools rely on to fund the classrooms. I will be honest, I'm an advocate of doing away with property taxes. I never own my home. When I die, I won't be able to pass a home that I own to my kids because the county owns it. It's just that simple. They come crying to us now because they don't have money. All right, and they're having to stretch their dollar just like we are, and you want to complain about it. Well, These are again bringing jobs into this city, and that should be the primary consideration because nothing works except the men and women of this county work. That's the way it is. At an August 11th meeting, Superintendent Brian Kuhn asked the city to phase an expansion of the Springfield Revitalization Community Reinvestment Area or delay including parcels on Clark Shawnee's tax duplicate, limiting the immediate loss of school revenue. The proposal would extend the CRA boundary to include the rest of Springfield and increase residential rehabilitation abatement from 10 years at 100% to 15 years at 100%. Springfield currently has 9 designated geographic zones in its revitalization CRA program. The stakes are significant for the district. Real estate property taxes account for 51.5 of Clark Shawnee's total general fund revenue, and it is projected general property tax revenue for fiscal year 2026 is $12,797,021. That's a lot of money. They are also significant for Springfield's development plans. The city's got approximately 3,300 housing units and developments in pipeline, more than 2,400 which are used by the CRA program. Okay. Anyway, that's what the schools are complaining about with this, and uh, it's not popular. But again, I go back to um, what are we to do? I can identify a problem, folks, but if I feel like I got a solution, I'd say so, but I don't. I don't want the kids to have to do without it all. It's not that. And even turning down the tax wasn't that. A message needed to be sent that there's a lot of money in this community. It just has to be directed right. I hope I said that in a proper way. I didn't mean that in a bad way. Okay, and this was a big topic earlier in the week. The new jail, okay, the new jail here has been uh, going to be on State Route 72 North, the site for the new jail facility. I don't know honestly exactly where that's at. Where am I at? The 50-acre site beat out more than 30 other locations at a joint public session on August 20th, 2026. Will address residents' concerns. Let me get a drink of water real quick, please. Board of Commissioners in the city of Springfield selected a 50-acre property on State Route 72 as the preferred site for the new Clark County Public Safety Complex that would consolidate the sheriff's administration, operations, and jail functions. Now, this was an issue because, are they going to talk about it down here? They did because residents turned down a levy that they wanted to pass to um, build the jail, raise property taxes again, or raise taxes in some way again. And um, that didn't go over well. It was defeated handily. So at I think the last one I was at, they had agreed that they were going to, since the levy didn't pass, that they were going to go look through outside sources, the government and the state, and see if they could come up with the money to build it. Now, I agree that we probably need a new and updated justice system. Um, we've had what we've had a long time and made good use of what we've had. But there needs to be a justice center, okay? And I hope that they're able to secure the funding for it. But I'm not paying any more taxes, so there's no sense in asking me. All right, folks. I think that will kind of bring you up here on the first portion of our show. Let me go see if I can find one of James's song again, and I'm going to run to the little boys' room, and you can listen to a little bit of music while I'm gone. Then I'll be back, and we'll do another round. Ooh, come on, come on, come on, come on, come on, come on. Slow thing. All right. I might as well play one that I like since I'm the one playing it. Yeah, let's go down here. Yeah, here we go. Another night at the bar. And we'll stop sharing this. And then we'll try to start with this. Take a pee break, folks. We'll be back.
Clock down.
Let's get that right. Sorry about that, folks. What happened? All right. Stop that share. There we go. Hold on, guys. There we go. Back here, still looking at the local news here. I'll say this again. If you haven't looked online at the Springfield Champion Sentinel, give it a look. I don't, most of them, at least Springfield News and Sun, lean so far to the left that I have a hard time stomach reading it sometimes. But so far, I don't know. Anyway, give it a look. You will enjoy it. You will enjoy it. Wow. Come on. Thanks, guys. I thank you so much for coming in. I read what you're saying, baby H. My point is always been, just what's the solution? And I understand where you go with it, but to me, that's not the solution. There has to be a way that this can be fixed. So I don't know, but I do hear what you're saying loud and clear. It gives me a headache some days, man. Listen to some of the stuff that comes out of the city. Good grief. But anyway, let me switch back over here to the newspaper. There's another article I wanted you to see. That's local news. There we go. And I should be down here somewhere. And there. Okay. Where were we? Well, before we get to that, let's just look and see what the latest ice report here from them is. That's back then a few days ago, so no, I'm not going to go there. Wittenberg. Wittenberg names Reverend Dr. Nathan Esla, Springfield pastor, as new university pastor. Dr. Nathan Esla. I think that's how that you would pronounce that. Now, there was something very special that I wanted to share. Come on. I don't think I'll let me share that. Okay, let's look at the recent shooting incidents here in Springfield. I can't share the screen, I don't think, till I got to figure it out because it's on AI. Springfield has seen multiple shooting events in recent weeks, including connected cases involving the same suspect. A 51-year-old man was found shot inside his vehicle on Fair Street. He was transported to Springfield Medical Center, and everybody remembers this one, then flown to the Miami Valley Hospital in critical condition. Less than 30 minutes later, multiple gunshots were reported at John's drive-through on West Main Street. Police located the suspect, 42-year-old Rodney Oglesby, inside a residence on North Jackson Street and arrested him. The handgun was recovered. Oglesby faced charges including felonious assault and attempted murder. In that same 24-hour period, a third shooting occurred on Springfield's south side, leaving another individual hospitalized and in critical condition. The incident wasn't connected to the previous shooting. So, some small stuff out there. It's always fun. I love the small stuff. There's a broken fire hydrant in the parking lot at Upper Valley Pike. Electrical issue causing sparks at Beechwood Street. Suspicious trespass concern, Cherokee Drive. I don't know where Cherokee Drive is, but be aware. Suspicious trespass concern, Cherokee Drive. Psychiatric emergency, that's not me. Psychiatric emergency, Robin Road. Multiple lift assists and welfare checks and those sorts of things that they do. Hey, I tell you, they did a welfare check on me once. I know it's been over about a month ago. I was sick as I could be. And I couldn't talk to anybody. Didn't want to talk to anybody. Just put my head up under the covers and said, come get me, at the end of Labor Day. But uh, Heather, she loves me to death. I love her to death. And she hadn't been able to get a hold of me. Me and Heather, we talk every day, every day. And she thought something was wrong because she couldn't get contact with anybody. And I wasn't answering the phone, so she sent Springfield's finest to see and check on me. And my daughter answered the door, and she said, "Well, yeah, he's here. He's fine. He's not been feeling well lately." Well, we got to see him. So I had to get up, put on my robe, and go out and let him know that I was still in one piece. They asked me, said, "Are you all right?" Yes, I'm all right. I'm just sick today, and that's the way it is. And they laughed. But you know what? I appreciated that so much. I really did because you never know. You just never. And I'm getting to be an old dude. I'm 70 now. I'll be 71 next month. So anyway, I thought that was a good story too. Multiple lifts and assists, fair checks. All right, we'll hold on. No. Anyway, that's what I wanted to read to you off the AI line. Yeah, I ought to coin that. Let's see. What's going on in the state? Let's take a minute and look what's going on here. The Ohio AG sues Roblox over alleged 21.5 million in public pension loss. Wait a minute. Let's see what that says. The Ohio AG sues Roblox. Am I got you on the screen? Hold on. Yes. Sues the Ohio General AG Andy Wilson is seeking to lead a federal securities class action lawsuit against Roblox, alleging that the gaming company misled investors about child safety and protections and cost two Ohio pension systems 21.5 million, money invested for the retirements of Clark County teachers and county employees. Boy, somebody's gonna be in hot water. Somebody will be in hot water. Wilson filed a motion on behalf of the Ohio Public Employees Retirement System and the State Teachers Retirement System of Ohio, seeking the lead plaintiff status in U.S. District Court for the Northern District of California. The proposed class includes investors who bought Roblox stock between October of 31 of 24 and April 30th of 26. For Springfield area public workers, the case reaches directly into the pension funds built with contributions from their paychecks. Clark County public school teachers generally belong to STRS in Ohio, while most non-teaching schools employees are covered by the School Employee Retirement System of Ohio County. Ohio County and municipal workers outside of the schools are often covered by OPERS. With the county contributing 14% of gross wages and employee contributing 10%. Full-time firefighters employed by Ohio municipalities, townships, and joint fire districts are typically covered by the Ohio Fire and Pension Fund, but is not a plaintiff in this case. Okay. Well, that's interesting. Like somebody had some insider trading going on. But anyway, that's again, get the Springfield Champion Sentinel on your computer. Excuse me, please. Ah, that's a good drink of water. That's a good drink of water. Okay. Like they say, wish in one hand. I know what he's saying. B. All right, folks. Listen, I'm going to get out of here. If James comes on later or gets up and wants to come on later, I'll come back with him. I just wanted to make sure I got online and did it for tonight. And Watchman, how are you, brother? Good to see you. Good to see you. You see me in time to leave me. So, uh, thanks, guys. This has been so cool watching y'all come in here and talk. I appreciate it, and I'll get better at doing this. Don't worry. Okay. Oh, that and this there. Good to see you guys again. Okay. Um, Tomorrow night, I believe at 9 o'clock is what we've got. Tomorrow night at 9 o'clock is Veteran Affairs. That's me and James again. And I believe we're going to talk in general. Probably we talk about the PAC Act a little bit and let veterans know what's out there for them and for their families if they are veterans. Everybody knows that's where my heart is. That's where I do my best at is among the veterans in their community and in our community, excuse me. So, and hopefully they'll watch some of these. But I've gotten a lot of good responses since we started Tuesday nights with it, and so I'm very, 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 very proud of that show. We've had it now for 6 months, about 6 months, pretty close. You know, just looking at see. That's how long I think I've been on here. Good grief, I've made some great friends though. Maybe we don't see eye to eye, but the truth of the matter is I don't let what I feel affect when I'm a friend of somebody. I just I just don't. All right. We're gonna say we're gonna say good night to you. Watch for us again. Thanks for coming in. Oh, hold still. Baby, if you guys don't care, let me give you this email address. Uh, Mm, uh, guys, if you don't care, send me an email. You can talk to me anytime you want to, but send me an email with your email on, so the next time that I go live, I can email you guys links directly rather than doing it from chat. But if you don't want to share it, that's okay too. It's cool. It's cool either way. But um, I hope you will. Okay. If you haven't got anything else, this is Larry. I'll be checking off. I'll see you next week when we talk about what's going on around roundabout Springfield. Have a nice night.